Hello everyone, we are back, right? So we were talking about Praman. Praman is means of righteous knowledge. In the first topic of Praman, we understood perception. In the second topic, we understood inferences or conclusions. Okay, because there are few people who are living their life on their own perception. Okay, the passionate people, how they should actually live. Okay. The next topic was about inferences, like conclusions. Those who are living their life on the basis of rational thinking. Okay. Now, this third topic is quite simple. It is based on comparison. Okay. Because there are lots of people who, like, when they are attaining knowledge, okay, that means through comparison is where they make a decision. Okay, just because they like to compare in their life, that comparison attitude becomes a pillar of mistakes. But yet, Chitragupta says that it is okay to compare, because comparison is also a very good form of knowledge. Yes, comparison is a good form of knowledge, but when the art of comparison is made through righteous means. Okay, you don't compare a criminal and say that okay, he is a criminal, he did this in his life, and so do I. Okay, but yes, if you go into the forest, okay, and you see a snake, and you see how a snake bites a dog and the dog dies. So with that comparison, you can know that okay, when a snake bites, you die. So you be careful from the snake. So the art of understanding comparison is also an art. So there are set of rules on comparison. Just like we had rules on perception, we had rules on conclusion. Now there is a rule for comparison. Okay. So I will make some light on the board and then I will speak up. I hope everyone can see. Yes. See, when you are comparing, you will got to have three things. Okay, you will got to have three things. One of the three things is complete similarity. When you see there is a complete similarity between something which is happened, or going to happen, or it is a partial similarity. Something is similar, something is dissimilar. Some part of it is similar and some part of it is dissimilar. Okay, and another is considerable similarity. Okay, so considerable similarity is like the part from where we have to conclude is similar, and the rest of the things are dissimilar. Okay, for complete similarity is what example I gave you. A snake bites a dog dies. Okay, that is a complete similarity. A cobra snake bites a dog and the dog dies. That's a complete similarity. Okay, after that cobra snake bites a human and the human dies. This becomes a complete similarity. Okay, similarly, when there are two types of snakes, one is cobra, okay, and another is non-venomous, okay, which is non-poisonous snake. Okay, so another snake is non-poisonous, one snake is cobra. The cobra bites a dog, and then if you conclude that even the non-poisonous snake bites a dog, that is a partial similarity. Okay, so conclusions made from complete similarity are always true. Conclusions made from partial similarity are partial truth. Okay, and considerable similarity, which means that, see, there are few snakes who bite, but the python does not bite, because the python looks like a snake but is not a snake, it's a python. Okay, it swallows. Okay, so considerable similarity is that python looks like a snake, and so we consider and think that it might bite you and kill you, but rather python does not bite, it swallows. Okay, so considerable similarity is not a base pillar for reality. Okay, so over here, what you have to consider? You have to consider complete similarity as accurate and considerable similarity as inaccurate, because there is no base for what is similar and what is not similar. You are just concluding from considerable points which might or might not be true. Okay, but in in the complete similarity case, things are always similar. Okay, so from the similarity, complete similarity, we can conclude things. Okay, and talking about this partial similarity, it is illusion. Okay, so what do politicians use? Politicians use this partial similarity. Always. Politicians always use partial similarities, because partial similarities is going to create illusions. Okay, I did this donation, I did this thing, I did that. Okay, and similarly these things are going to happen if you elect me as your leader. Okay, so partial similarity is based or a base pillar for illusion, and that is why manipulators, politicians, all the Rahu people use partial similarity. Getting my point? Considerable similarity is your own perception. Okay, considerable similarity is your own perception. And when you are adding perception into comparison, it is totally wrong. Okay, because comparison is to be made from reality, not a perception. Okay, so this considerable becomes a perception. This considerable similarity is a perception. Your perception might have that similarity in someone else's perception. It might not be a similarity. Okay, and this complete similarity is reality. Okay, so when this is connected, things go hand in hand. Okay, so this is right. When this is connected, things don't go hand in hand. Okay, so that is wrong. Because when perception and comparison are added together, what you get is lies, false. Okay, that's the thing. That is where people make mistake. That is where people say that in society you should not compare. In society you should not do this. Okay, you are not being a person. You don't compare with what people have. Okay, actually it is good to compare, but it is good to compare completely. You see an actor, and you see that actor drinking a 40-year-old whiskey. Okay, but you don't have. You are not living the same life that actor is living. Okay, so if you continue to drink a 40-year-old whiskey every day, okay, you are going to smash your income. He is not going to smash his income. Okay, so when you are doing complete similarity, only then it is based on reality and comparison is rightful. When you are doing a considerable similarity, okay, that is the similarity based on the perception. Okay, in foreign, it is so casual to be in casual relationships. In India, it is not casual to be in a casual relationship. Okay, this is a considerable similarity, which is a perception. Now, why it is wrong? The environment of foreign is wrong. Environment of foreign is different. The people behave differently. The mindset of the people are different. There is a sense of acceptance which is not present in India. Okay, so when Indian people do casual dating, okay, and casual relationships, things end in a troublesome way. Why? Because there is no amount of mutual understanding, just like people have it in foreign countries. Over here, people are more emotional and culturally active. Over there, people are not culturally active. People are more rational. Okay, so the environment over there is rational. In the rational environment, it is okay to have casual relationships. That is why when you compare that, oh my God, India is so much behind, but no, it is not actually behind. It is actually different. Okay, so considerable similarity always gets into conclusions, and this is where things go wrong. Okay, because see, over there everything is different, and this is your perception which is comparing this from that. Okay, take for example per people to people. Okay, there is a guy who the guy is too much of extravagant, guy is too much of rational living, and the person is totally into a different sense of life. Okay, and there is another guy which is also your friend who is too much of emotional, sentimental. Okay, so when you compare those two people, what happens? You will see the considerable similarity of that person from your perception. Okay, you are watching those two people. Okay, so here are you. Okay, here is person A. Okay, here is person B. Okay, So you are watching A and B. So this C is watching A and C is watching B. Now this thing will become the result of CA. This thing will become the result of CB. Okay. So now if you compare, the comparison would always have CA and CB. And what is this C? C is your bloody perception. So in reality, this A and B might be totally different. But just because you are watching it from your perception, you are going to conclude it from your perception. So your conclusion is nowhere near the reality because your conclusion of comparison is based on your perception. Okay. Whereas when there is a complete similarity, it is total reality. Now when two realities are compared, you get an accurate conclusion. Getting my point? Now if you see a partial similarity, it is a total illusion. Okay, you will see two people, you will see the half attitude of person A and half attitude of person B. Person A is very intelligent, person B is totally dumb. No, person A is having more IQ, person B is having more EQ. The intelligence quotient of A is higher than emotional quotient. Over here, emotional quotient is higher than intelligence quotient. Okay, so what you will think? You will think that this person is intelligent, this person is dumb. No. This person is having thoughtful intelligence. This person is having emotional intelligence. But just because you are comparing the thoughtful intelligence of both the person, the logic, that is why you are thinking this is intelligent and this is dumb. No, both are intelligent in their own way. Okay, so having partial similarity and comparing the partial similarity is total illusion. Total illusion. There is no worth it. It is a worthless thing. Okay, so the most damaging thing which is damaging the society nowadays is comparison made from partial illusion. Okay, so this is the most troublesome thing right now in the Kali Yuga. Okay, this needs to be cut down. Okay, then only these two things will left. Now, there are two things when you go into comparison. Okay, the two things which will happen when we are comparing. You gain the unperceived knowledge from comparing the perceived thing. Okay, when you gain unperceived knowledge after comparing perceived thing. Okay, or you gain a perceived knowledge by comparing unperceived thing. Okay, now what is perceived and what is unperceived? Okay, perceived things are those which you have a total idea of. When you compare two things in which you are totally clear about, then you attain a knowledge of something in which you were lacking clarity. Okay. For example, suppose you are from Egypt and you come to India. Now you want to eat a dish called pani puri. Okay, so this is puri. Okay, this is masala. And this is pani. You mix all these three up, you make a pani puri. Okay. Right? And you are from Egypt, you don't know anything about it. Okay. So you have the perceived knowledge of what this thing is made up of, that is flour. You have the perceived knowledge of what this thing is made up of, that is vegetables. Okay. And you have the perceived knowledge of this, how it is made. But when you compare all the perceived knowledge of these three things, only then you can understand this concept which is not known by you, that is pani puri. Okay. Simple desi example. When you don't know about something, cut it into parts. And when you cut it into parts, and when you try to know it, by the sense of comparison, then you will reach to two conclusions. Similar to the inferences and dissimilar to the inferences, which means either your conclusions are similar to what you already know, or they are dissimilar to what you already know. Okay. And when it comes to dissimilarities, it is actually right. And when it comes to similarities, it is actually wrong. Why? Because see, the perceived thing, okay, from the perceived thing, you are getting clarity of the unperceived thing. Okay, so this was first unclear. the person didn't know anything about Pani Puri. Okay. So after this, it has become clear. So clarity comes over here. So when unclear things gain clarity, okay. So your conclusions should always be dissimilar. Okay. If the conclusions are similar, that means the object which was already there was already cleared in your mind. And if it was already clear, what was the need of comparison? Then the comparison would be a loss of time, energy, and effort. Okay. So only when you don't know something and you want to gain the clarity of something, you use comparison. Okay. And when you use comparison, your results should be dissimilar to the conclusions you already had in your mind. Okay. And the reverse of it, when you want to gain a deeper knowledge about things which are already inside your knowledge, okay, to gain the perceived knowledge from comparing the unperceived thing. That means you already know this dish. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, let's take a English example. Okay, let's take an example of a sandwich. Okay. Now everybody knows about sandwich. Okay, so you want to gain a deeper knowledge about sandwich. Okay, so over here we have a sandwich. Okay, so this is a sandwich. Now you want to know how the sandwich is made and what flavor the sandwich is made of. Okay, so what you do, you will compare the unperceived thing. You don't know what is inside it. Okay, so you will disembed it. Okay, you will get into the pieces. Okay, bread, okay, veggies, okay, cheese, okay, and so on. Okay, so when you are comparing things which you already know, okay, you know the sandwich, but you want to disembed it and see what are the ingredients inside it. Okay, and then those inferences you take which was similar to your conclusions are always right, and what are dissimilar to your conclusion are wrong, because you are comparing something which you already know. You are doing this for a deeper analysis. Okay, so you do this for a deeper analysis. Okay, you do this for analysis. Okay, and you do this for clarity. Okay, so now make sure when you are comparing things for your clarity and when you are comparing things for a deeper analysis, you use this technique, but you see the opposite things. Okay, when you are not clear about any situation, okay, say for example a person is behaving differently with two people and you want to know deeply about that person. So that is where you are bringing clarity. Okay, so if you are going to bring clarity, become an unperceived version of yourself. Be a different person and then compare it with how the person is being with different people. After that, all the dissimilar results you get are the true result, and all the similar results you get are the false result. The person is pretending if he is becoming a similar person in front of everyone. But if the person is becoming dissimilar in front of every people he or she meets, okay, then that conclusion what you get is true. Okay, that is why in order to gain clarity you use this, and in order to get analysis you use similarity. Okay, so in case of analysis we check the similarity, and in case of clarity we check the dissimilarity. Okay, this might take a bit of time to get into your brains, but when you go into the practical usage, okay, in psychology, it is very much easy to control people, how people talk, how people be, how people are. Okay, because in order to gain unperceived nature of people you already know, you need clarity. For that, you need to behave differently with that person in different occasions. Okay, and when you behave differently with such person, okay, and you see the person behaves differently with you, then that person is in his rightful state. If in all your different nature he is being similar to you, that means the person is pretending. Okay, if you want analysis, okay, now if you want to analyze that person, for that you need to be similar in all instances. Okay, and if you are similar in all instances and still he is similar, then he is adjusting, and now you have a deeper knowledge of analysis of how the person is actually is. Okay. So finally, what is gained after comparison? After comparison of anything in life, what is gained? The conclusion is either of two things. Either it is a competious conclusion or it is an expanding conclusion. Okay. So either the conclusion has ended or it has given the result, the conclusion, or it has become a cause of another comparison. Okay. In that case, this is going to be wrong. This is going to be right. Why? Because you are not comparison to make it a cause for your action. Okay. I saw people with 10 cars. I see everyone with a car in their home. I want a car. So your comparison has become the cause. You compared with other people, and what conclusion you got has become a cause for a change in your life. So comparison should never become a cause. Comparison should always be a conclusion. I saw people with cars. Okay, so this takes for me to get a car. If I want to get a car, I am concluding that for that I need to behave certainly like them. I need to do something like them. Okay, so conclusion is something like that. So when you conclude, when you compare, you conclude. When you conclude from your comparison, it is the rightful thing. Because comparison is actually made for conclusion. It is not made for cause. This is where people go wrong. This is where society is going into social dilemma, social issues and all this bullshit thing. Because why? For the comparison, people are making the comparison a cause. Now that comparison has become a cause. From that cause, they will try to replicate. And in each replication, people are going to do blunders. Because comparison is made for conclusion, it is not made for cause. So what happens is when you conclude from your comparison, it is actually going to show you the reality, what is different inside you, what is different inside them. When you make your comparison a cause, you will just act blindly because you are in comparison. Okay, this is the reason of jealousy, envy, anger, rage. All this is the reason. When you compare and your comparison becomes a cause, it will erupt out jealousy, it will erupt out envy, it will erupt out anger, it will erupt out impatience, it will erupt out reluctance. Okay, so many things, and all such things are bad in eyes of Chandragupta, and usually it is bad because comparison should never be a cause. Comparison should be a conclusion. Okay, so every idea behind talking about comparison is that comparison should always be a conclusion. From comparison, your comparison should never become a cause for something in your life. Your comparison should always be a conclusion for something you need to change. Okay, for understanding, you compare things because you want to understand. You don't compare things because you want to create it as a driving force. Okay, then it is totally envy, jealousy or something like that. So that is where you go wrong. Don't make your comparison a cause, make your comparison a conclusion. Getting it? So this was the third pillar of Praman, that is means of righteous knowledge. Those who are doing comparison, how to do comparison righteously. Okay. So this was the third cause of Praman, that is comparison. Tomorrow or whenever the next video comes, we'll get into the fourth part of comparison, or the fourth part of Praman, or the means of righteous knowledge. Okay, but I guess I will be taking a week of gap over here. I'll start this topic again after the next moon cycle. We are starting something new on this week. Okay, so let's meet about this Nyaya Shastras in the next moon cycle. Okay, so this is this. Thank you very much.